We're back and we're live with Game 2. It's Mouse Sports versus VP, your Corsair Summer Tour 2013 Grand Finals. I'm LD.
I am Luminous.
And we're ready for Game 2. Mouse Sports currently leading the set 1-0. It's a best of 5. Winner walks away with $6,000. And more importantly, if you're Mouse Sports, you walk away with a first place finish in a tournament. They seem to be always attending the dance, but never going home with their date, unfortunately. Finishing second place in quite a few events. I think well, we did see them do well at, I believe it was EMS, but outside of that, they've struggled a bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tournament where you say, hey, Alliance is not here, Navi is not here, let's try to get a win under our belt, but Mouseboard is being a big roadblock.
Who's the best of the rest?
Yeah, Mouseboard is definitely the best of the rest.
I'm sure the teams would resent that and say, we're better than Navi, we're better than Alliance, we could take them, but based on results, you do have to give those two teams the edge. Looking towards TI3, which, by the way, guys, less than 2 weeks away. I think we're like a week and a half out from the start of the group stages,
yeah.
So, or for the main event, actually. The group stages are coming even sooner.
You know, as much as I love TI3 and it's starting very soon, you know what I'm sad about?
Yeah.
My Compendium Battle bonus. It's going away very soon.
I'm like, grind those games.
I need to get my Dota games.
We've got like a good 5 or 6 days, Lumi. No broadcast scheduled out of the studio. We'll be preparing for our TI3 group stage coverage.
I'm doing replay research. I don't even have time
true.
for that. Yeah.
We're planning on putting together basically a biography for each team. It's gonna be good.
Are we writing essays?
We're writing a novel about each team. We'll start the novel today, but the draft is underway for Game 2. Let's talk about it. Mouse Sports, they had the first pick, or rather the second pick. They had the second pick. They banned out a Wisp, a Bat. They pick up a Nyx and a Lifestealer. With the first pick, VP banned out Lone Druid as well as the Darkseer, and they'll go for the Prophet Weaver. So more late game, the KSI Prophet you hoped for. In the second stage, Mouse Sports removed the Morphling, which we've seen VP turn to on Airman quite a bit, as well as either the Airman or Tame My Wild OD. They then select the Fata Puck. We've seen a lot of that as of late. VP, no more Black Anti-Mage. Get that hero out of here, they say. They ban that out. They ban out the Visage, and then their response will be another NS Gen.
So right now, Virtus.pro has the making of good rat Dota heroes. Weaver really good at split pushing. Hard to get caught. You know, Nature's Prophet, if he gets enough item, it is going to be the same thing. So Mousesport, I think this is probably Virtus.pro's best set of strategy, best style matchup against Mousesport's playstyle. Mousesport's generally a very kind of well-rounded team, so I'm looking forward to see how Rat Dota does against Mousesport.
Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't once again say you can head to gc.corsair.com. They're doing a giveaway. The tournament organizers, as well as our sponsors, Corsair, are gc.corsair.com. Enter for your chance to win a fully loaded, fully stacked gaming PC, as well as some Dota TV tickets. I believe they're handing out 2 or 3 every day. This is the last day of the event, so it should be the last chance for that giveaway. gc.corsair.com. The Rubik picked up by Mousesports. We'll probably see that one going to POS. So they're just looking, well, I guess actually, yeah, probably a POS Rubik, a Cinder, and Nyx here. And now it'll be a VP Bane. So if it looks like maybe they're expecting this to be a carry lifesteal or a one-position one, but either way, Bane's always a nice hero to deal with him.
Yeah, Virtus.pro's not looking to fight at all. Like, Bane and Chen as your support, like, you have no AoE.
Split push, farm,
what is
find
AoE?
pickoffs.
I mean, when you pick 4 heroes and the best AoE you got is Wrath of Nature, you're not looking to fight at all. So, all right, Rat Dota incoming.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Of course, Bane gives you some crucial lockdown on Lifestealer, on Puck, that elusive, slithering fairy dragon. It's one way to bring him down.
Yeah, you just grip him. Like, forget all of these setup spells.
Come over here.
Yeah, you just grip and then, all right, you know, easy pickoffs.
As for Mouse Sports, well, you look at VP's lineup. They've got their 2 supports. They probably don't have Airman's hero. So whatever you think the best remaining hero for Airman is, be it a Gyrocopter, be it some other strong split pushing carry, that's what you go for.
I think Gyrocopter will be the perfect fit here. It gives you enough AoE, gives you enough late game power. Great laner in the early game phase.
Okay, they ban a TA, so looks like they expect
the Weaver
Airman to play the Weaver.
Okay, that's...
And then Tame My Wild's hero still to be picked up.
The cool thing about Weaver is he could go mid and be a fine solo mid. Not sure if he does well against Puck. I don't think he does.
I think he struggles there.
Okay. I've never seen that matchup before.
Because the thing is, if Puck gets a level 2 silence and you have Rubik or Nyx gank
yeah.
mid, you just die. You don't get the time lapse, don't get the security.
Fair enough. So, okay, it's gonna be a Weaver on the safe lane, and then something Solomon.
So if you're VP now, maybe they abandon the off lane, or we'll just see that Sacrificial Lamb Prophet constantly deny the enemy pulls, stop them from getting early farm and levels, which Mouse really need. Nyx and Rubik, very level dependent. Prophet in the off lane with those constant treant spam. It's very annoying to deal with. So I think we might see KSI start there. That probably puts the Weaver safely. And actually, VP the ones to ban out the Gyro. Of course, Mouse do have the pick coming now, and it looks like they think Mouse have not picked up Black's hero. He could play the Lifestealer. We've seen it on occasion, but seems like VP don't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Mouse would definitely want was Gyro on the safe lane, and then go offensive tri lane once again with Lifestealer, Nyx Assassin, and Rubik. But that's not a possibility anymore. So what else does Black play? He plays the Anti-Mage, he plays your Gyro, he plays Lifestealer sometimes. Lone Druid's remove out from the pool. Anything else comes to mind? Morphling, haven't seen him play too much.
I would bring up the hero list, but it's going to mess up our screen, so you could even do it now.
I could bring up the hero list. And
I'm really racking my brains. There are heroes like Dragonite if you want to run that side lane Weaver. You could go DK mid. I think that might be decent for VP.
Whoa.
Not for Mouse. Mouse already have the Fatsa Puck. That's going mid. For Mouse, I
the
think
elephant in the room.
The Alk.
How do we forget about the Alk?
He really is an elephant of a hero, too. Yeah. He's very awkward and lumbering, and he snarls a lot.
Okay,
He's always unhappy. Alk is a very depressed character. Have you noticed that? He's always growling.
Well, okay, your entire life is controlled by this little
gnome thing on your head.
How can you be happy? Right?
Well, he tries to fill the void in his life by just continuing to accrue gold, but it never satisfies him.
5 seconds.
Fills my void.
He'll die a sad and lonely ogre. Very rich one, though.
No, when you got the bling, you got the girl. That's what they taught you in school.
And VP, they'll go for a Spectre against an Alchemist. To go Spectre, the issue here means they can't really contest the Alch. So they're probably giving away free farm to that Alchemist. And a free farm Alch that rushes a Shadow Blade, how do you deal with that in the mid game if you're VP? You need sentries everywhere. Even a hero like Spectre, very vulnerable to those ganks in the early to mid game. I don't know about going Spectre.
What the hell
here.
are their lanes? Are they going to do that?
It's just such a passive
Weaver
lineup
mid?
for VP.
All right, so Weaver mid against Father's Puck. You just talked about how this is
it's around that level 6 mark where if there's a good gank for Mouse, the Weaver can die. But outside of that, I think he'll do okay. He should be able to farm in the early game anyway.
All right. Well, I mean, to me, Fada and the rest of Mouseport should have the lane and pick advantage. So Mouseport should have this. And
of course, if VP have good smoke ganks, if they deny the early level progression of the Nyx and the Rubik with the offlane Prophets Treant spam, I think VP, if they just play it right in the mid game, their lineup's almost unstoppable. Once the Prophet gets big enough, once the Weaver gets his link-ins, once your Spectres, the Phase, Drums, Diffusal, they get their basic items up, really good at ganking, some very hard-to-kill heroes here, and fantastic split push. It's just, there will be that point in the game where Mouse have their core items and just keep on going for pickoffs. Will be very hard for VP to stop that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, does KSI just abandon here?
I think he'll start in the lane probably, and normally this is what he does, is he'll make some treants, he'll just send them to block the neutral spawns, mess up the pulls, and then after a few levels of that, then he goes to farm. But we'll see. Maybe he'll start in the jungle.
He is. He's two clarity pulled and two clarity of himself, and then now it says Ring of Besaid. He's definitely going jungle.
On that note, we should properly introduce the teams. Virtus Pro on the Radiant side. KSI handling your offlane Prophet. Lumi wanted it. Lumi gets it. Tame by Wild, your solo mid Weaver. NS playing the support Chen, going to place an Observer Ward mid. They really want to protect this Weaver from the early ganks. 2 wards for him, 1 at each rune. Arsart on the support Bane. That leaves Illidan Stormrage as your safe lane farming Weaver, or Spectre rather. And then on the side of the Dire, we have Mouseboards, the Germans plus the Dane. Fata, one of those Germans, playing the puck. We have Cinder and the Lone Dane on the support Nyx. That leaves Koikfa on the Lifestealer. Black on the carry Alchemist. And Pos on the safe lane support Rubik.
Well, let's see how this matchup work on the mid lane here. Both players skill very standard spells. But what we expect out of Fada is actually get his Waning Rift up, correct?
Yeah, this is a matchup where I think you want 2 points in the Waning Rift around like that level 4, level 5 mark.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes.
Maybe he'll even go for it. I think you want the 1 point in phase shift, and then probably by level 4, 2 points in Waning Rift.
All right, so we have Koitfa jungling it up here on the jungle, and these two Treants are doing what they're trying to do best. Oh, nice block here by Pos.
You can't stop them, though. They're coming from all directions. But the thing is, it was big for Mouse, actually, because they had 2 heroes attacking each Treant for the first set. So they weren't able to block the spawn. So Mouz get the early first pull. They can even go for the second pull, but you can already see what KSI is up to. He's going to do anything in his power to block that pull, to mess up the aggro, and it looks like he'll be successful. I like this from him just because these supports do so well with levels. If you let them get a fast level 6 against the kind of line of VP has, split pushing is basically a death wish.
Right, and even though it seems like he's not doing much, per se, of getting levels or gold, he's preventing the support from getting level and gold. More importantly, he's preventing them from going mid to gank the Weaver, so...
It's one hero, all but shutting down 2.
Yeah.
And that's always going to be a good trade.
Right, meanwhile, Illidan Storm Rage is getting all the last hits on the bot lane. He should be Blaze of Attack early purchase, so he's going for early phase. I think they're actually going to set up for some cheesy ganks here and there whenever the Haunts as well as teleports are ready to line up. But all the meanwhile, they're going to just keep farming until the split push fully goes online.
So Fata, no points in Waning Rift yet. I guess with the supports having a slow start and being left to fend for themselves top lane, they don't think they can get any easy kills. We'll see what he goes for with the next 2 levels, though. I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't take 2 of the Waning Rift. But if you're Mouse Sports, you are getting free farm on a safe lane out. He's maxing Greevil's Greed. I still think you're fine with this trade overall. And I don't think either team looks at this laning stage and say, we're clearly coming out behind. The mid lane's pretty even. Both carries really do well with farm. It's all about the mid game for me. Does Black get the early Shadow Blade? Does Syndred find his way to level 6? Do they start finding kills? Or can VP split push? Can VP stall? It'll definitely be a clash in styles, and it'll just be down to whichever team executes their particular style better.
Well, let's check out how we're doing in terms of the level comparison of the supports. We do have Rubik and Nyx Assassin being 1 and 2 respectively, and you can see that by comparison, the Chen's a little bit higher. He's at 3.5, and then we have the Bane Elemental at 2.5. So, yeah, KSI, again, doing quite a bit, and now because the equilibrium is so jacked up by his Tree Micro, he's getting some last hits and some experience under the tower as well.
Tama Wild's doing a great job of harassing Fata in this mid lane.
I think this is his best hero. Like, it really is.
He's doing great on the Weaver. And, again, Fata still has the higher killing potential here, I would say, and you always have to be worried about an early TP from Pos, an early TP from Syndred, even at the low levels. If Sakuchi's on cooldown, if you get silenced when you're trying to time-lapse, you could easily go down. Tama Wild's low, and Fata's hunting for a potential first blood. He throws the orb. Tama Wild jukes back, and now he might even turn this around. The orb's on cooldown. There's no easy way out for Fata. They're duking it out. One more hit.
Fata
Overestimates his power, and Fata, on one of his most impressive heroes, finds a crucial solo kill middle lane.
Yeah, I did not mean that Tama Wild's Weaver is one of the best heroes. I meant KSI Prophet. I'm not taking that back as he died, but I just misspoke the first time. But
sure you did, Louis.
He definitely did not expect the OS. So he might be really going for a second kill here. I'm not really sure because he's got phase.
There's a coil now as well.
Yeah. I think he definitely underestimated that there is a level 2 Waning Rift because the damage does scale pretty well. And here comes the orb. He's really going to go for the orb here. It's going to be you got to coil that, right? He does coil, and somebody's going to attack the Lucian. No, nobody attacks anything.
One more hit. I think that's worth it. You get a regen room when you would otherwise have to go base, and now Tama Wild's denied that as well. So I want to point out, Potts has rotated bottom. As a level 1 Rubik against a phase boots Spectre, this Spectre can dive him by himself if he's not careful, and he'll easily die if he's too close to the tower. So Potts will try and slow out this early push, and Illidan is having none of it. Diving past the tower. Actually, just we'll give up on the chase and look to harass here.
I mean, you are a little bit afraid of any support TP from like the Nyx Assassin as well as... Well, he doesn't know that Lifestealer is a low HP, but Lifestealer in theory could TP in and get a very easy kill under the tower as well. So, I mean, he's getting a ton of free farm, so he shouldn't be really getting too greedy.
Black has not spent his gold. Is this a Midas game for him?
When is it not a Midas game for Black?
We've seen him rush Midas on everything. The OD, the Weaver. It doesn't matter. The man likes his gold.
Well, he's past Midas gold.
Not spending his gold yet? Naked Shadow Blade's just weird. I mean, you want the boots, so... I guess Black's just figuring... He's saying that, I'll figure it out later, guys. I've got the gold now.
No, he ain't Mushi. Black always has a plan.
What is his plan, then?
Shout out to Mushi, by the way.
Even if you want a Battle Fury, you can buy the components now. You generally want boots to go with that Battle Fury. It's a little odd to see him not spending
And
his
I can tell you, it's not the full Hani Mo Blink Dagger either.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. This is a safe lane out. 3 points in Greevil's Greed. And for the time being, I'm looking at these two offlaners, and Quakefoot, it looks like he's doing better because he's getting a lot more levels for himself, but you have to go back to the supports.
Coil
Mid lane, Tama Wild in trouble. Coil's there, Sentry Ward as well. Scurrying around helplessly, the bug is, into a death spiral, and it will fall in the end.
Oh, Han comes in right now. They want to kill him. Fada trying to juke those illusions, and...
No reality. Didn't reality anywhere. Just maybe thought he could get a kill with the illusion. Didn't want to miss out on farming.
To be completely honest, even if you reality in, it's only a level 1 Spectral Dagger because he has put so many points into that Desolate. He just hoped that the illusion was going to get the kill.
Meanwhile,
and it didn't happen.
Ars Art as well as NS went for a smoke gank, but great Nyx play from Cinder.
Oh, here comes Puck.
Now back into the fray. The stun's in on NS, and Black will find a kill. 3k gold. If he wants a naked Shadow Blade, he's got it. 6.5 minute Shadow Blade.
Are we going to see a 7-minute Relic?
Is he going Radiance? Do you go Radiance this game? I feel like Battle Fury is actually the better farming item if your team stacks for you.
I mean, I love my Radiance.
Because Radiance doesn't really help you clear Ancient stacks. That's the big issue.
Yeah, it does not. Well, I mean, you have Acid Spray. That helps you.
Either way, though, it's going to be a very fat outcome. All right, he bought boots. Guys, he's backed off the ledge.
He spent like 7 minutes inside that. Hey, maybe boots is a good item.
Ends up getting the kill anyway, though. Score now 3-0 for Massport. 7 minutes in, they are leading by 1,500 gold, 1,500 experience. Still, though, VP is the kind of lineup that can lose the laning stage a bit and just come back in the mid game with well-timed smoke ganks, great haunt engagements, and Prophet ults. Prophet ult's still not there, though. KSI, low ground to high ground jungling. Cute play from him.
How is KSI level 4? That's the question.
Well, he's been sacrificing himself. Cinderin's only 4.
No. As in, how did he get 4? Because he should be like 2, you know?
Messing up the polls, mostly.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just like...
Thing is, his Midas will be very delayed. Whereas you look at Koikfa, just picked his up now. It's coming on the courier.
I mean, Virtus Pro's not trying to win a leg race here. They're just trying to slow the game down. Meanwhile, Mouseport says, we like to slow the game down. We got the Revel's Greed. We got now a Midas on our Lifestealer, so it's okay.
It's like watching two friends. They're watching a movie they both enjoy, and the one guy's saying, I'm having fun. The other says, no, I'm having fun. No, I'm having more fun than the other. Each team is going to try to outdo each other in terms of enjoying this passive flow for now. But with Mouse, it's more understandable, right? Because once they get certain items, then they obviously will look to fight. The Blink Dagger on Fata, probably the Shadow Blade on Black, and then the Nyx level 6. Once you see those, you expect them to fight. For VP, maybe they go occasionally with Haunt Ganks and Prophet ults, but more heroes that want to sit back and split push.
You know who's having the most fun watching these games?
You.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Somebody was saying that you're the reason why we're having all these long games. Whenever Lumi casts, he's a magnet for them.
Are you going to blame me now? As we're going to see a Battle Fury from Black. Yeah,
okay.
He's got his blades on.
There's an Ancient stack for him. I think if your team's able to stack Ancients, this is the better farming build.
So, Koifa is going to be jungling it up with Midas, and now you have Revel's Greed Max and then Battle Fury. Yeah, we're in it for the long ride. But Fada, I mean, sure, he says, and my teammate's doing stuff, and here comes Tame My Wow, silence up. He misses the orb, I think.
Yeah, that was a hard orb to miss, but Tame My Wow just able to scurry away towards the right. Now he's diving Fata. The silence is on cooldown, but you don't really want to commit. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the real gank that's likely to work comes out. Haunts in. They want Toss really bad. They'll get him with a Bane Brain Stab. Down he goes, and now Arsart about to hit level 6. So our Bane comes online, and he does it a full level before the Nyx Assassin, which means VP can go for another gank. And there you go for Spectre, an item you love, Lumi. An item you feel is a bit underappreciated. It's a Vanguard.
Well, I'm not in love with this item unless you go Relic afterwards. This is like the old school build. And let's see if it's going to work out today. It's going to be decent against Lifestealer, decent against Alchemist during the mid game because you actually need the HP, right? You talked about the possibility of Shadow Blade gank. And of course, there's kind of the Blink Infest Bomb. He just needs the HP. The damage block is pretty decent in the mid game as well. So I think it's definitely underappreciated.
Yeah, and it's just an item that helps them fight now. And I think VP, they'll win if they can just have some even fights. If the fights are fairly even and you go late enough, they've got amazing split push, they've got great ganky potential. Mouse Sports, of course you've got Black on his massive Alchemist. We have seen, though, if Spectre gets big enough, he just ruins an Alch, no matter how big he is. You get your Manta with 2 Desolate Illusions and the Desolate Hero, and it just melts an Alch, no matter how much armor he has.
Yeah, I also think it goes the other way as well. I mean, if Alch gets Abyssal Blade, suddenly...
If the Spectre gets caught.
Yeah, like, it really comes down to the team. I don't think it really is the carry hero, so you look to Koifa, you look to Puck, and to be honest, I think the Dire has more better team fight heroes, whereas, again, Virtus Pro doesn't want to fight at all. They just want to go for random pick-off here and there, and then go for a split push. Finally, we see KSI's Midas. And to be completely honest, this is not a bad timing considering what he was doing up top.
And he's a Prophet.
Yeah.
That hero can afford to get a later Midas and still keep up as the game progresses. So for the time being, Black, well, Battle Fury's online. He's had it for a little while now. Hasn't roamed down towards the Ancient stack yet, but he'll do it fairly soon and continues to farm the jungle. Let the clock begin. Set the timer, if you will. How long until Black Shadow Blade? How long until his next big item?
All right, I'll give it 5 minutes till Shadow Blade. No.
At most, maybe even less.
4 minutes maybe to
If he gets some kills, if they get a tower, it'll be sooner.
This is 10.5 minute battle for you, by the way. Like, this is just mind-boggling compared to the normal anti-mage timing. Kind of sick.
He's been uncontested.
I really like this acid spray. It's just like next he's gonna pull this Q-wave there and be like, yeah.
The impressive thing is Illidan, yeah, his lane was empty, but he's kept up in terms of last hits. Didn't go for a Quelling Blade, still finding all of the farm, and yet he's over 1k gold behind already. And that was before the Battle Fury came out. Now it gets worse.
I think he actually haunt once the mid lane to get.
No, he didn't reality in though.
No, he no. The second
time. The second
second
time.
high he reality in. I think he misclicked or something. So he went to mid and maybe missed like 2 waves or something.
So inefficient.
Yeah.
Just kidding. He's still been very efficient. Now they're going on Black.
Oh, grip.
Fiend's Grip. They open up in a hurry, and now in comes Cinder trying to bail out Black. Can they do it in time? The Spectre Illusion's in. Down goes the Alk, and now they might find more. They're looking for Pos as well. The Alk not very strong in these confrontations. Not necessarily Pos in trouble. That'll be another kill. This one also going the way of a utility hero. Goes to KSI. Call it 3. Cinderin's on the run, but in comes Fata. Drops the coil. Drops the silence. Black's bought back for this. Rejoins the fight. Looking for Illidan. Might self-stun. He's been nightmared. He doesn't get off the stun in the end, I think. Now he's in a bit of trouble. Illidan giving chase. They're diving them. Mouse Sports. They bought back for this.
Oh my
They're
God.
gonna lose Black again. And in the end, I think they lost like 5 heroes there.
They
At least 4.
They lost the Rubik as well. They definitely lost 5. Black died twice and a buyback. And whatever gold advantage he had, it's all gone now.
Look at the graph. Look at the graph.
Dang.
Oh, that hurts. You run a Battle Fury Alk and a Midas Lifestealer. That graph should be headed down, not up.
And again, how often do you see a 12-minute Spectre just running to your face, doing the deeps? Vanguard phase, man. It's
Max
legit.
Desolate.
Yep.
AUI 2000 would be proud. Illidan Storm Rage is delivering some pain, and what do you know? Already up to 2.6k gold. Give him a Diffusal Blade by like the 15 to 16 minute mark. This guy's gonna run train on Mouse Sports.
Is he getting Diffusal or Relic?
Well, maybe he goes Relic. You're right.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to go to... If he wants to shore up his late game, get a Radiance. You've already got the split push of the Prophet and the Weaver. Speaking of that Weaver, we're not going to see a Lincoln Sphere this game. We'll actually see Tame My Wild go for more of a utility build.
Yeah, the do stuff build, right? I mean, we saw him just on the top lane with Shreds and Bracer. He was kind of doing a lot, helping his team chase, using that Swarm for scouting and whatnot. And now, I really was impressed yesterday with Hani's Hex Weaver build. I really like to see Weaver going more of that path. Not getting Hex exactly, but getting more like something that helps the team. So Drum's a very good example of that.
Yeah, you already have a Spectre. You don't need Weaver to do the damage. You need him to help Spectre do the damage. And speaking of that Spectre, uncontested bottom lane, I do want to point out something very important, which is that VP had Observer Wards basically surrounding the Ancient stack. So they should know that there's a big Ancient stack here, and I wonder if they'll look to contest it. They've gone on Tame My Wild mid, but unable to find a kill. Now Time-Lapse is out. There's no silence, though. No way to really go on him. Drops the Swarm, drives Mouse Sports back, and while that's happening, VP will progress up towards the top lane, looking to push. They've gone in again. They have a silence here, but too low to fight. Weaver driving 2 heroes back all by his lonesome.
Weaver is just manhandling mid. It's actually
Going
quite
hard.
tanky now, yeah. With the wands and those well strums, as well time-lapse. Hard to get that kill on these guys. Not sure whether these guys going to get a kill, considering that this Observer Ward over here should scout out any movement into the lane.
They were not smoked. They just ran up to the lane, but I don't think VP needs to find kills. It's more, do they get caught? And they might now. Cinderin from the backside coming in. It's a surround. Will Mouse go? They're afraid of the troll trap. Cinderin will lead the way. He'll find NS, gets the Impale off. Now the creep removed by the Midas of Koikva. Nice play from him, and they'll bring NS down. I don't think the stun there would have ended up mattering in the end, but it's some gold towards him, and it's some creeps denied. And they might even find a Dark Troll Warlord as well. Mouse Sports, every bit of additional damage possible, they'll look for it here.
Yep, and Black goes back to the farm chart here. We talked about a 4-minute Shadow Blade. Obviously, dying twice and buying back will reset that.
Hasn't killed the Ancients yet.
No?
Anytime you spend not killing the Ancients means it's time you're not stacking them for round 2.
That's true. I don't think they're too afraid of the enemy team taking it, because really they don't have the heroes to kind of do a sustainedly in a long fight.
Right. It's more that you could be starting your second stack for yourself.
Right, and I think
he's going
doing
for it now.
Right now, and good choice.
Yeah, he'll clear them out now. Of course, look at the attentiveness of KSI. Sends in a Lonely Treant to scout. Remember, they've got a Spectre with Haunt, and I don't know if they'll fight now, so close to his Relic timing, but I think for the second set of Ancients, if Mouz try to go for that, we will see VP contest at that point.
Now Black says, thank you for that one extra 26 gold. Thank you for Grievous.
That one Treant, worth as much as a regular creep.
There you go.
And all of a sudden, there's your Shadow Blade.
Damn.
One Ancient stack, Shadow Blade online. And before that stack, Black was equal with the Spectre. In fact, Spectre was leading him by 100 gold about 2 minutes ago. Now Black's 2k gold ahead.
Seems fair.
Grievous Greed, pretty good spell.
Yeah, Grievous Greed and Ancient stack.
This is an important. They need to go find kills with this Shadow Blade. If they just sit back and Illidan gets his Radiance, you know VP are gonna hunt for kills of their own. So if Mouz are not the aggressors here, that means the VP are, and that means that I think Mouse's supports will be easy pickings. Maybe not possible Sakuchi now though.
I mean, they are gonna do an obligatory smoking, guys. No, Black says forget that. I want some creeps.
You can't pass up a creep wave when you're Alchemist. It's not possible. It's not in his constitution.
Like, you lose more gold by making that gank. I'm telling you. When Grievous Greed and you like miss 2 creep wave, you actually lose gold. So
he was committed to that gank for all of like 5 steps. What a player Black is. Sleeping around.
I bet he just asked his boss to smoke him to get to the creep wave faster. That must be it.
You can't keep this man down. He's not a one lady kind of man. Not a one form of gold kind of guy.
Nope.
He's got it. Well, maybe he is. Maybe it's just the creep gold for him right now. Now Black, they get rotating towards mid. If you're VP, you need good wards up here. You do not want to get ambushed by that Shadow Blade out.
In fact, if you have a sentry ward and he comes to gank you and you kill him, that's probably the best scenario you could drop.
Yeah,
so.
I'd like to. They also have all their tier 1 standing, so I'd love to see like a sentry ward in the middle of the mid lane, maybe one around here, like near the river on the bottom lane, and then something just in front of your tower in the top lane.
Storm Rage. Storm Rage. Gonna get lifted.
And Slap and Chop. He did get his relic, but it delays his Radiance, and they blow the Chen ult as well to try and save him. So
I do want to point out that how much it took to actually kill him. It was a perfect chain stun of lift into an acid spray into a fully charged stun.
And a Sakuchi.
And Sakuchi, Shadow Blade, Battle Fury, all of that right click with Chemical Rage.
At the same time, it was only 2 heroes, and Quake was farming with a Midas and has his armlet up as the life stealer.
So I'm trying to say that Vanguard is a big part of his survivability.
Meanwhile, a Fiend's Grip from the high ground. Fata's been caught. That puck is easy pickings. Now Tame Out Wild lurching forward. He's jumping into Cinder and potentially into trouble. While that was happening, out throughout multiple hero stun. Then Black backs off, and I think we'll see both teams just settle down now. For VP, you want to get the Spectre Radiance before your next big fight. You really do.
He's close. I mean, hopefully that he doesn't get ganked. I'm not sure exactly where he can farm safely. Like, sure, there's bot creep wave, there's top creep wave, but you don't know where that Alchemist is, so.
Do Mouz contest this? The pucks on cooldown and are dead for the time being. There's your haunt in. They're looking to go. Reality into the middle of the entire enemy team. Quakefoot tries to go on, and Tame My Wild jumps forward. He gets blown up, and Mouse Sports do defend. Now they're hunting Illidan. They'll throw him back. This could be a Radiance delayed yet again. They need the send back. NS has to get him home safely. He mechs up as well. Illidan's low. It won't be in time. He goes down, and NS will forfeit his own life too. It's 3 hitting the deck. It's a Radiance delayed for at least a couple more minutes, and they might get Arsard as well. Still they hunt. Still they chase. Black, he's got the stun. There's a buyback from Tame My Wild just to try and keep somebody alive. They want to turn this around. Prophet ult comes through, picks off one. They've still got Quakefoot to attend to, and they won't go for it. They'll back off because Black's thrown out a stun from high ground to low ground. Arsart trying to finagle his way into position. It's been such a long fight. The Fiend's Grip has almost cooled down already, but he won't have it up in time.
Why is Virtus Pro taking these fights? They don't have their Spectre at full power yet, and to be honest, she gets to that power very quickly. Just give her 2 minutes of free farm, 1.5 minute farm.
Quakefa! Oh, KSI, what a play! Waits until he turns off the armlet, hides in the Shadow Blade. 1 shot, 1 kill. The man with the golden gun. It's KSI.
That's why you pick this guy, Nature's Prophet. I'm telling you, there's no other hero for this guy.
Like, that is a 1 in a million play. For a Prophet to solo kill a life stealer, you only do that through the element of surprise. TP's in the trees, hides there, and waits for his moment, and then jumps out.
Yeah. But back to Virtus Pro, like, from these 2 games, I've learned that they seem to have, like, their sense of timing seems to be quite weak. Like,
yeah, I agree. I think that's their biggest issue right now as a team. Fantastic individual play. You just see everyone getting stuff done on their own, but as a team, I would like to see them choose their spots more carefully. If you wait for the Radiance, this